All right. So what I'm asking for is for assistance from any. I feel like we have two spiritual sources with us right now. To answer these questions, I'm going to try to keep the questions as simple as possible. What I'm asking about, first of all, I would like to know what was the main message. This is a very sweeping general question, but what is the most important message that Jesus of Nazareth, or the most important teaching that Jesus of Nazareth set out to achieve or intended to achieve, or something like that? The question, I always look at the magician as Moses. It may have been to correct something, to illuminate us about something that Moses had said. And remember that Moses was long before Jesus, and I always thought that I always feel, really the New Testament is not a very good source for the teachings of Jesus. If you get on Google and research, you will find that there are a lot of Hebrew texts that are more accurate. And there's some Gospels. Anyway, that's not the point here. I do strongly feel that one of the intentions, one of the missions for Jesus of Nazareth was to either redefine or illuminate something about the teachings of Moses. You know, sometimes this card actually looks like, what is the deck where it looks like Moses on Mount? Now I'll tell you what's really interesting. The 10 Commandments, we've all heard of the 10 Commandments, were thought to have been received from God by Moses. The reason why I'm making funny faces is because I've always felt, that's confirmation there, there's no way that Spirit would be so restrictive. And in fact, Jesus of Nazareth got himself into a lot of trouble because he was, in fact, pointing out that I think it was really only 2 commandments at the end of the day that Jesus, thought were paramount. He sort of remained silent, but, silence speaks volumes on many of the other commandments. Anyway, you've heard of the 40 days and the 40 nights that Moses took on this mountain. Some people call it Mount Sinai or Mount Horeb. It's both of these places are considered to be the same, but I'm just going to pause the tape for a second because I'm almost positive that the word Horeb means sun, but I'm not positive. One moment. Yeah, I just checked what is going on with the lighting here? Anyway, Horeb means glowing heat or sun. Guys, hang on. Anyway, guys, before we go on, I just want to show you what the Magician card looks like in the Llewellyn deck. Because remember that this is why this card reminds me of Moses. Remember that the apparently the 10 Commandments were supposed to have been put on tablets, and poor old Moses apparently broke the first set of tablets and had to go back. But have a look at how the Magician card looks like in the Llewellyn deck. Don't those look like tablets? Sorry, something really weird is going on with the lighting, and it's my fault. Some kind of a glow there. I'm going to get rid of it now in a minute. Anyway, let's go on. This is going to be interesting, I feel. So I'm going to put these back in the deck. Okay, let's keep going. So those just sort of flew out even before I started sort of shuffling. So let's just ask the question again. Sorry for getting off topic. Can we have our spirit guides with us? What we're asking is, what was the main mission or missions, one at a time, of Jesus of Nazareth? What did he set out to do? To clarify this, I've got to do something about the lighting, guys. Just hang on. Something is really going weird. So I feel that what we're looking at here is part of the problem that we have today. A lot of people will not accept the word of spirit or the word of God, or, you know, the something that's spiritual. They won't accept it. You know why? Because it's not complete. This is an exaggerator. It can be a liar. So it's almost like the message of spirit has been distorted or exaggerated, not by Jesus of Nazareth, because I feel like this is what he was here to correct. I could be wrong about this. Let's just keep going. What was the main mission? Sorry, I'm going to have to, in 3 more, please. Show us what Jesus of Nazareth, his main mission, or one of, what did he or did Spirit intend to, this is very powerful, to illuminate the truth. Because people will grab this if everything is clear and true, straight up, you know, to illuminate the truth. Amazing. So this could be an opportunity to clarify. May I ask what needed to be clarified? What is the truth? I could be jumping ahead, so we'll just show us. Okay, there's a clear split here. Wow. Did I say the 10 Commandments? Now, it could be something about resurrection. I'm going to have to clarify this. 10 swords and illumination. Now, it could be as well about, I am going to get a clarification, but this person looks dead, right? But there is a mudra here, a hand gesture on that person. Remember that the 10 of Swords is often misinterpreted. It's dawn here. So this could be something about physical death, that physical death is not the end. I am going to clarify here about, this is really powerful. I'm going to look up that mudra first. All right, hang on. So this is interesting. The hand gesture is Sarpa Sarsha. And it's interesting because, so it has meanings relating to fear, creative life force, transformation. And just have a look at how these swords are going down the spine, because it has something to do with the life force that can be awakened, and it's located at the base of the spine. And you know, I can't remember where I learned this about this card, but what I learned was that this person is what they're indicating is they are not actually dead. They're not dead yet. This person will rise again, and it's dawn here. It's not. This is the dawn of a new awakening. It's the end of illusions. The Ten of Swords. There's the Sun. So it could be. I'm going to get a clarification now, but I strongly feel that the message has something to do about physical death is not the end. It's the beginning for the soul of something new. All right, so can we clarify the Ten of Swords here and the Sun, please? Can we clarify the Ten of Swords and the Sun? Wow. So I feel like this is fear of death. We've got fear here, the Nine of Wands, and there is the Five of Pentacles. You know, that can be somebody missing, gone, death, destruction, illness, fear. When this is how it came out for me. So the person is in fear of, you know, of destruction, of an ending. Let's just keep going, okay? Clarify this message, this teaching of Jesus, please. Wow. That it's actually the Ten of Swords is actually a Ten of Cups. Look at all these tens. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I definitely feel that, I mean, the whole point of the Ten of Cups, if you look at really good authorities on the Ten of Cups, it's all about the idea of happiness coming from above, coming from the divine. It's emotional fulfillment, which it's as happy as you can be, but it has nothing to do with material things. This card has to do with the end of illusions. So it's not just about what happens after physical death, but it's about the end of illusions, the illusion that material things bring happiness. Here, everything has flowed from the subconscious. It's overflowing into the conscious. I just saw 222, which brings true happiness. Show me a little bit more, please. Yeah, wow. Look at the, show me a little bit more, please. So we have the Three of Swords. Just a moment now. Okay, here we go again. This is something about, this is something, it could be the third commandment. Just a moment. Now, I feel like this is something that Moses got wrong. Clarify the Three of Swords and the Magician. It is too. So this would be Spirit looking at the truth. Looking at Moses. Do you remember when Moses felt that he was inadequate to lead the Israelites out of Egypt when he was being encouraged earlier in his life? to do this, and he thought that he couldn't possibly be chosen by Spirit to do this because he had actually murdered someone. He had witnessed earlier in his life some soldiers beating up a prisoner, and so he stepped in physically to defend the prisoner who was being beaten, and he ended up killing one of the soldiers. I don't think that he meant to, but he did. And then he had to run away because he thought he was going to be arrested and charged with murder. So, herein lies the hypocrisy of the 10 Commandments. One of the commandments is thou shalt not kill, and the commandments are quite severe, but Moses himself had murdered somebody. So, I just feel like there was, there is a lot of hypocrisy within the 10 Commandments. Look at this. Moses himself certainly did. Okay. So I feel that what we're seeing here is a clear revision, part of what Jesus was doing he wasn't big on selling the 10 Commandments, as you know. One of the 10 Commandments is thou shalt not commit adultery. And at the time of Abraham, they were stoning women, who were, if they were found to have cheated on their husbands, they would be stoned to death. And I think you all know the story of when some of Jesus' followers had one day at the time of the second temple, in the time of Jesus' life, some of his followers had dragged this woman who had been accused of, they had dragged her into the temple where Jesus was and said, this woman has committed adultery, so we, according to Abraham's law, according to the Moses 10 Commandments, we should stone her. And Jesus kind of sort of ignored them for a while, and he said, well, the person who will begin the stoning in this temple will be the one who has never committed any sin in their lifetime. And so, of course, all of them, one by one, walked out of the temple, beginning with the eldest. And, so this sort of, this is part of the reason why probably he was executed, because they didn't understand, the idea of forgiveness, and mercy and grace. They didn't understand that because they thought that they should follow these strict rules and laws, the 10 Commandments. Anyway, let's continue. What was the message that Jesus of Nazareth was trying to get across? Now, I've got to figure out who this is. Let's just keep going. Was the message Jesus was trying to get across? Okay, here we go with the Justice card. Now, give me a moment, please. Wow, a moment. Well, this is interesting. The King of Cups could be Jesus of Nazareth, and I'll tell you why. There is something known as the, I think it's the precession of equinoxes. It has something to do with, that we are orbiting the sun, but we're on some kind of a tilt. All the constellations, at the same time that we're going around the sun and the Earth and all of the planets that orbit our sun are all moving. We're all traveling through space around the Milky Way. So the stars, we call them fixed stars. They're not really fixed. They appear to be fixed because they're all moving at the same speed as our sun. Sorry, as far as we know, everybody's orbiting the Milky Way. So anyway, if you, there's a certain, every around, I think it's 25,000 years, there's a certain height at which the equinoxes will, the constellation of stars will get, and then they will go back to, they will appear, to revert back to the other plane. I don't understand it really. I just have a sort of an idea of what it's about. However, when Jesus of Nazareth was born, so we call it year 0, or during the year 1 CE, or Common Era, or AD, Anno Domino, year 0. So, that was, Jesus was born 2000 and years, 24 years ago. Well, 1 CE, or when Jesus was born, it was considered to be, is considered to be the beginning of the age of Pisces. And I think that this it ends, I think, it's very far in the future. But anyway, Jesus is often referred to with the symbol of Pisces, which doesn't make any sense because, the historians have recorded his date of birth as being December 25th. I'm not sure about that either, but anyway, he's often referred to as a Pisces because his actual birth marked the beginning of this new equinox. Now, what does that mean? Well, apparently during whatever that age is, certain developments are supposed to take place that reflect attributes of that astrological era. So anyway, now this could just simply be, this could be something being straightened out, rebalanced because of the beginning of the age of Pisces, or that this could simply refer to Jesus and Jesus balancing something out, making something fair. Clarify. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, this is crazy. The king, do you remember the person that Pontius Pilate, I think it was, that Jesus was dragged before, who ordered him to be executed? Have a look at a painting. Okay, look at this first. Now have a look at an actual sort of depiction of what there he is, and there's poor old Jesus. Hang on now. See him being dragged before. Look at the outfit. So it could be something. Obviously, something was extremely unfair. Clarify the Justice card and the King of Wands. It's right here, whatever it is. Wow, so there's Pontius Pilate looking at the sun, looking at the truth. There could have been a truth that made this is interesting. I feel like what we're getting here is some information about what happened before he was crucified. Now, of course, the Sun card, all right, is all about freedom, passion. With the Sun card, as you know, that boy is so powerful that the sunflowers, which would normally, gravitate or point towards the sun, they point towards the boy, because that the boy's power, it's such a powerful child, the child overpowers the sun. I feel like that was power of Jesus of Nazareth, this inflamed. And there's something about the rays, the radiating, the straight lines and the squigglies. Just a moment. I believe that justice card that we saw a moment ago was the fact that apparently Pontius Pilate heard and tried civil and criminal cases. And this, let's just keep going, because there is a lot of controversy over whether or not, Pontius Pilate at that time was the only one who had the power to order someone to be executed. However, he was heavily pressured by some of the, believe it or not, spiritual leaders at the time. They were the elite. They were threatened clearly by what Jesus was saying. Show us a little more, please. We could be seeing. Okay, there's 3 coming out. Yeah, he was afraid. Somebody was in fear. I don't believe. See, this is somebody else here. This is probably one of the elite who was in fear. Show me what that person was in fear of. Jesus is healing. Look at this. Wow. Let's see your cards, by the way. By the way, after the age of Pisces comes the age of Aquarius. Okay. So I think this is something that we all know. All right, let's ask one more question. I want to know what Jesus is doing right now. What is Jesus up to? His soul. Where is he? There are. Get ready for this. Just a minute. This is be a new era here. Have a look at this. What is the 9 of Wands? Where is Jesus right now? What is the 8 of Swords? It's the 8 of Swords. Oh, he made a choice. I thought this was true. I said to somebody the other day, for all we know, he could be in heaven. So where is Jesus right now? So Jesus had made some kind of a contract, probably to go into the trenches. What is the 8 of Swords? So he's tied up at the moment. Okay, there's 3 coming out. There's a choice point. There's the 3 of Swords. There's the 10 of Pentacles. Clarify what Jesus is up to at the moment. Where is he? What realm is he in? So I believe he's standing there in the 7 of Pentacles. He's not sure. He's probably making a decision here. Show me where Jesus is right now. Just give me a moment now. So he's making a decision. I'm not exaggerating or kidding. He is making a decision about whether or not to re-enter, I feel. Clarify. Where is Jesus right now? So this is what he's considering doing. He could be choosing his parents, literally. That's, wow. There's a message. I believe, this is what he's working on. I honestly believe he's trying to figure out how to get this started. What he's working on is coming back, but how? He's trying to figure out, how do I properly get this message across so that it'll work this time and that I won't be executed again, because we haven't come very far. We're still executing people. There are some innocent people who are being executed in North America. So I believe what's happening right now is Jesus would be in another realm, in the Eight of Swords, considering whether or not he is going to make a re-entry into this material world. Let's see what, I'm going to ask one final question. I don't really know how to ask this question. What I want to know is, what is the message? What are the changes that he is thinking about bringing in, or what are the concerns about how this should be presented? So there was, okay, it's very general. Perhaps to bring us into another stage, to ascend. The world, as you know, is, ascension. It's interesting, because this is the last card of the major arcana of the world. It then jumps to you guys, to the Fool. That's where somebody comes into, the manifest is working on this. But what is Jesus? It's something having to do with the world. I actually mean our actual planet. Yeah, poor old Jesus. It's the same bloody thing that he was trying to do previously. How do we enlighten people, get them out of these illusions? Now, the other thing is this could be similar to the message of the Galactic Federation, which is this planet, because of the dark energies, it could be on its way out. For those of you who saw the reading on the Son of Man, which is what Jesus was predicting, but I don't believe it was intended for him to come back in. What he was warning people about, it is exactly the same thing that the Galactic Federation are concerned with, which is that they are exhausted, trying to keep the balance going. Were it not for the Galactic Federation, we would be a goner right now. There would have already been a nuclear war. We'd be done. We would have destroyed ourselves, because we're so ridiculously stupid to be focusing on money and power. But I honestly believe that what Jesus is looking at here is it worth it to come back in, because we are literally destroying ourselves. And it's dark energy. It's not just the environment. It's what causes destruction to the environment. Greed. Anyway, that is a pretty sobering, the fact that, anyway. get one chakra card to end the reading. Abundance. The world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. Solar plexus chakra. You know, and I feel like that's all about the 10 of Cups. So, you know, that's a message of hope. It requires a changing of our minds. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too depressing. Let me know what you think.